Woohoo! We finally made it on. I guess I hit go live and then was like, how come nothing's happened? Oh, I didn't hit the other button.
Oh, no.
This is what happened when I'm left to direct. How is everybody doing tonight?
Hello.
It is so good to see. Well, actually, three of you guys. Three of you were not here last week. And look who's out there in the audience.
It's Mezzo. Yay!
Yay! Straw poll's already there. Not nice. Well,
Yeah.
already where up on is it on our page? Is that what she's saying?
I think so. I think that's what she's saying. Hello, Paul.
What is going on from the middle of the country? And Mezzo says hello. How's everybody? Does anybody got anything exciting this week?
Exciting. Oh.
I have something. Can I share something?
Yes, please do.
Please, John, please.
What's up, Say Wong?
This is
Is that a trouble?
my
You have a trouble? Oh my God.
exactly. This is my ultimate validation as an actor is that somebody paid $1,000 to make a hairpiece for me for a shoot.
That's awesome.
And you
That
got to
is-
keep it?
You have finally made it.
Yeah, they gave it to me. So now I can say I actually cut my hair right afterwards. So it doesn't tie into my current haircut, but my hair is a bit longer than it ties in. So I have that as an option now to give to people.
Wow.
Can you send me
when
one?
I'm
Good luck.
going out for stuff.
Hey, Paul.
I think you would look good in that, Dave. It's
Thanks.
as it is now. It's very who's which is it? Shep? Who's the Stooge, the Three Stooges guy that has that kind of just floppy hair? Exactly. So you could look like that, Dave.
No, I think I'm
Oh,
better
no,
look
off.
like shit.
all I'm going to be able to call it from now on, John, is your tribble. That's all I'm going to be able to call it.
Yeah. And there's trouble with it. I just got to make sure I don't get any water on it, right? It'll eat my face in the middle of the night.
No, those are
Oh, that's a
gremlins, not
that's a
tribbles.
mogwai.
I don't remember what made the tribbles start.
Klingons.
They were just
Klingons.
mating.
No, it's Klingons.
The Klingons made the tribbles reproduce. How?
No.
But the Klingons,
just reproduce anyways. The tribbles just make them act up. The Klingons just make the tribbles act up.
So they get hot for
Is there
Klingons.
strong pheromones? The testosterone-rich Klingons.
They just don't like them. I don't know. I guess they just don't really like them. Maybe it's the testosterone. I'm not sure, but I know that they can produce asexually when they're happy.
Wow. See, we were
Okay.
late.
Well,
Klingons.
I'm
Excite them.
constantly shaming this thing, so it's not happy.
Oh well, I mean that's why I
I'll
thought.
just give-
Just be aware it might reproduce on you. Just saying, even if
really
I'll just
quickly,
make
while
sure
we're getting
I'm
into
happy.
this deep discussion about tribbles, I want to say, what's up to Ezra? There's he just bounced back
Wait,
out.
where'd he go?
There's
Where's
another
the
face
phone?
we have not. What just happened? Okay, as soon
I
as
have
I
no
say
idea.
hi to him, then he bounced off. He might be having connection problems, but it looks like he's trying to get in.
Oh, he was actually going to be on. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, like it says device not connected, and I saw his face for a hot second, and then he was gone.
Art star.
Hello,
Hot being
yeah.
the operative word.
Well, what is up is the sky generally, or the ceiling if you're inside.
He
I mean,
says
it's
he's
a matter
having
of
connection
perspective.
issues. Yeah, we've got a lot of people on. I want to say what's up to Say Wong, and I think Kevin is out there as well. I'm not sure, but I know
Yes.
Say Wong is at Crunchyroll right now, which is like a jam-packed event. Apparently, you can't get tickets at the door anymore, and I'm not sure if Kevin's at Crunchyroll as well. He had this comment up here. Crunchyroll Expo California sold
Wow.
out.
In-person tickets. Wow, that's craziness. Well,
Skylar saying hello, Aubrey. How are you?
hello, Skylar. How are you? Doing just fabulous,
Yeah, so it is good to see all of our friends back again. Who is Arkstar?
Yes.
Hello, Arkstar.
Hello.
Tribbles give off happy psychic vibes. With Klingons are all about battles to make Tribbles upset.
Wait, what?
I'm doomed. I'm all pure happiness and positive vibes. So I'm
You
going to
are
be
pure
drowning in
happiness and
tribbles any
positive.
day
I,
now.
I have to say it has to do with something with the adrenaline and the testosterone, like you were saying.
Mm,
So I really think it has to do
yeah.
with it. And Klingons. I mean, I don't know, they got 4 hearts or so. Klingons. But my heart is in battle too, so it's fine. I have the heart of a
Your heart?
Klingon.
What?
I have the heart of a Klingon, but the mind of a Vulcan. It's fine.
Wow.
Ezra.
Is he finally come? Oh!
What's up
There
with
he
it?
is. Woohoo!
I still can't see him.
You can't see him?
Oh, there he is.
Oh.
I can barely see him, but he looks like a high Daniel Radcliffe.
An emo Daniel Radcliffe.
I was gonna say, dude, what is going on with the hair? Are you wearing a wig tonight too?
Makes sense. No, I wish.
How are you doing, brother?
Actually, I
I'm
think the
so
high Daniel
jealous.
Radcliffe. I think that's actually more accurate. You do look like a high
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter on pot.
I am
Harry
very
Pothead.
Harry Pothead.
Like every other word.
Just look at us, just trying to do a very fake English accent. We are just fantastic here, aren't we?
Hello to all. We've got a
I'm
lot of
terrible at
people
accents.
popping up in the comments box. Yes,
Who
the
said
Say
that?
Wong says that
that John?
Crunchyroll
Oh, that
is
was
packed
Dan
right
David.
now, and that he is still at the con right now.
Oh man,
Oh.
Say Wong. I hope you're having all the fun, buddy.
Yeah. And Kevin, if you were there right now, let us know as well. Okay, so tonight, fun evening. We don't have any I wouldn't say we have any hard subject. These are both kind of lighter subjects. If anything, I think what I want to do, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I think the one about America would be more of the tough subject, the hard subject, and the other one would be the softer. But I think I'm gonna switch different directions. I think it's gonna be more fun to talk about Ghost in the Afterlife in the second hour, and leave the first hour for is America the laughing stock of the world? Now, where this came from, this was actually an idea in our group. We started talking about when there was an article about Poland was doing like an American cosplay day where they were dressing up like Americans, and basically, they were showing people getting arrested and all kinds of fun things that I get. Everybody had guns, of course, in all their photos. So that's the question: is America the laughing stock of the world? What do you guys think?
How could we not be? Honestly.
Yeah. Well, why do you say that? What's up, Steve?
What's up, Steve?
I'll comment about that in a few. Actually, let's start with. I really would like to hear John's perspective on that because he's living outside of the country.
Right.
So, what do they say about us over there in Korea?
How are Americans perceived in Korea?
Well, I mean, for the last, how long has the corona been going on? For however long that's been, I hardly ever go out. So I'm not interacting with that many people. But in general, if you were to take a look at the kinds of roles that I get, I would say whether America is a laughing stock of the world or not is really dependent on the perspective of, or like your relationship with America. Like if you're a European, it's probably safe to laugh at America. But if you're a place that is routinely manipulated or bombed or exploited by America, you're laughing all the way to the grave, maybe, laughing all the way to the poorhouse. So I
Right.
don't think that. Yeah, laughing stock. Sure, if you're a European, yeah, I'm sure they're laughing at us. I see that all the time on social media. But I think that for what I hear in Korea, people are disturbed ever since basically. Uh, um, it's a very divided country, like it is in America, like it seems to be in most of the world, and we have the two parties, like in America here, and the parties we have many parties, but it usually boils down to two, and it's right now we have like a kind of a Trump that just got elected. He's
Oh
like kind
wow.
of anti-immigrant, which I'm an immigrant, so that's always fun.
Right.
Yeah, kind of anti-immigrant and very pro-America. The here the the right wing is very pro-America, and the left wing is usually pretty and I wouldn't say anti-America, but anti the manipulation of America. So Squid Game, I did Squid Game. I play a rich asshole, and so many of the things I play rich asshole Americans who are coming over to like be greedy and fuck with people. So
Right.
I'd say that view hasn't changed, but of the people who are on the kind of more like what we would call democratic side, it's a very kind of centrist and right-leaning country in general. So it's pretty similar to the Democrats in America, like kind of that kind of right of center, like nothing like what we would call the left in Europe. It's like our
Right.
left in America is really center. Um,
Yeah.
I think those people were really freaked out when Trump got elected. But then there was this whole thing where uh, he was like his incompetence uh, really kind of like lessened the amount of pressure that America was putting on Korea as well. So it was like a mixed bag. So I would say for a lot of the world, it's not a laughing stock. It's still just this big old bully that just kind of flexes their muscles and gets whatever they want.
Right.
Uh, and if you're from a place where you can stand up to that, then you're laughing. How's that, David?
That's why I was asking. I really wanted to hear your view. I mean, I kind of without getting too much into a political discussion, I think that there's countries probably laughing at us right now, especially maybe like China, where like the situation with Taiwan right now, um, they made very distinct declarations that something bad was going to happen if Nancy Pelosi showed up. They've been bolstering their military and growing their a real foothold in the global theater, while we're over here discussing inclusivity in our own military. It's just, I think that our status as a powerful country, powerful military country, is probably being scoffed
Well,
at this point.
unfortunately, I personally feel like the only reason we had status in the world at all was because of the size of our military. At this point, like we spend so much money on our military. We spend more than the next 19 countries combined or something like that on the amount of our military in NATO. But if we didn't do that, we wouldn't have the authority on the planet that we do.
I would like to push back real quick about that. By the way,
Mhm.
our military has in no way been lessened by appeals to inclusivity, not
I
even
agree
the tiniest
completely.
bit. And that is a right wing talking point that has
Mhm.
absolutely nothing to do with our posture of power as we push it around the world.
We still
It's
spend more on military than we do on education and most other things. So
we're
I would
we're we're
agree. I would
just
agree with John.
Agreed.
sprinkling a little bit of our power to Ukraine, and they're standing up to what's supposed to be the second largest superpower in the world. So
Right.
I mean,
And to be fair, I mean, China has been making threats on Taiwan for a long time. At least as far as I know, in the last 10, at least 10 years, they've been making threats on Taiwan. They really tried to get them in the last few since Trump got into power, but
Right. And honestly,
they really
I'm
threatened
one
them
of these people.
for a long time. So it's not a new thing. Go ahead, Van.
I I have had a fear for many, many years. Actually, some of my friends think that I'm irrational of the Chinese taking us over. So I kind of watch Chinese news and things that they're doing. And I guess they're having an economic meltdown right now in China because of they're having their own little housing crisis issue over there.
Mm,
And it's causing, I guess, in some of the smaller
Evergrande.
banks, there's been CEOs that have been stealing like the money, and people were going in to get their money, and it wasn't there, and so there's been mass protests breaking out all over
good
all over
points.
the country, to the point where people are refusing to pay their mortgages, and China's like, what are we gonna
Oof.
do?
Mm. When
So
corporate greed goes out of control.
right, the French Revolution, the people fight back.
I just want to clarify something here real quick. Uh, I don't have any problem with there being inclusivity in the military. I don't have a problem with that at all. In
Yeah,
fact,
right.
I celebrate anybody to be who they are. What I'm saying is all the extra emphasis on it makes us, I think, kind of look weak. Because
Well,
there's a lot
what I
more
think
there's a lot more we could be doing with our country right now, except that would supersede arguing about pronouns. That's all.
Mm.
Well,
That's all I
personally,
mean by
I
that.
feel like when specifically we're talking about the military, the only thing that makes us look weak is that we're arguing about it at all, because many of the other world militaries, it's not even an issue.
That's true.
That's what I'm getting at.
Well,
Well, I
I
mean
think it's stupid that
that.
they. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, I'm sorry. Aubrey, continue, please. Sorry about that.
We only bleed one color, guys, and that's red. Who cares who's in the military? Who cares whatever pronoun you call yourself? All that matters is if you can fight, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. That is not why we're the laughing stock. The laughing stock is that we aren't with the program and just letting people be who they are. That is why we are laughing stock. We're laughing stock because we are behind socially on a lot of matters that a lot of countries are like, we don't even care. And then we are so entitled about
Yeah.
it. When I was
Yeah,
in
acting like we're
Japan,
the best ever.
Right?
I got to see that firsthand. Not pretty. It was
What
not pretty.
you mean?
And
Like you were seeing other tourists acting like asses or something like that?
self entitled assholes, yeah.
Oh
Going and
man.
berating Japanese people. Why don't you know English?
Oh, that's horrible. That's the worst. That is the worst thing, when you're in somebody else's country berating them about not speaking your language. That is shameful.
These people just in a Kyoto Starbucks are like, you're working in a Starbucks. Why aren't you speaking English? Fuck those guys. They're
Or
fuck
like going to
yous.
Mexico and being like, why don't you speak English? Why don't you speak Spanish?
Right. Right. Kevin made an interesting comment here, and this is I don't know where this fits in this discussion, but I think it's important to note out. Didn't Tom Cruise have to update the new Top Gun movie jacket without Taiwan's flag so that they could market the movie in China? Yes, I remember that specifically being an issue. He had a flag in the original Top Gun on his flight jacket. There was a flag of Taiwan, and for the movie to be shown in China, they had to change that. In fact, they do that with a lot of things. There was the controversy
Yes.
with John Boyega on the Star Wars movies, where the character of Finn was made a lot smaller or shrunk down or something like that, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
not even included on the poster at all. I can't remember. Well, because he's black, essentially. And movies do that all the time. I know, where they're changing scenes
Oh yeah,
for the Chinese.
specifically for the Chinese. I mean, just like, uh, there's just so much. This is just such an interesting. It's an
Well,
interesting topic.
let's have
There's
at it. We got plenty of time.
just like the way that they made Mulan, just with the remake of Mulan. I mean, first off, the whole crew is white, but what's good is at least all of the actors were Chinese.
Right.
However, there was a lot of controversy around the movie, mostly because of the genocide, because the lead actress supported the genocide in China. But it doesn't matter as long as that they make the money. But there's a lot of companies will actually do that just so they can make money in China.
All right. Well, every 1 in 7 people on the planet live in China. Has gone. All right.
Well,
So,
I would say that we're not trying to please anybody with our conversation.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, we're just talking here, taking it where the conversation goes.
this is
Right.
about
So,
decorum.
if you're
It's
not
has nothing to
interested
do
in
about
politics, you don't have to listen.
and we are
But
back up at 7 right now. People come in and out. I never really worry about that. I also know that people are going to be watching the show later, too. So
yeah,
not everybody that watches the show gets a chance to tune in when we are live.
I would
So
say I would
when
ask
do you
this
think?
go ahead.
Van, to get back to the original topic, is America the laughing stock of the world? This was based on this what was it like? It was
Convention,
like
right? Wasn't it
LARPing, basically,
yeah, it was like
right?
a convention where a bunch of people dressed up as like
It
as
was in
as
Yeah.
Poland where they did it.
Americans.
So I think all we have to ask is, so what were they doing that makes us a laughing stock? So they were getting arrested, right?
Right.
What else were they? They were like shooting
Carrying
each other.
I think
Everybody
carrying
had
a
a
bunch of guns,
gun.
yeah, fake guns,
Right.
I
And
guess.
and
What else was
I remember
happening?
one
Dressing
of
up like
the
like Barbies, Barbie
one of
people.
the prominent pictures had a guy sitting on his porch, and it said "God bless America" on the sign. But in America, the "me" part of it was like highlighted, so it was more like
Mm,
"God bless me."
mm,
That's really
yeah.
funny, actually. That's
Right.
amusing.
Right.
So I
Um.
mean, I think that is like, if you just look at what they're actually saying there, it sounds to me like we're the laughing stock of the world because we're the only country that doesn't seem to understand that having a shit ton of guns kills people. It's like, and we don't have health care.
Yeah, we are last in healthcare. Just saying, of all the first world countries, we are last,
Maternity
dead
Yeah,
last.
leave, college
yeah,
Yeah, and
tuition.
all the social issues, we are last on all of them.
with a
yeah.
giant
So
epidemic of rampant narcissism.
yeah, well, that seems to be
Right.
around the whole world, I gotta say. But social media seems to be really fueling that. It's like that
Yeah.
here too.
Really.
Uh, Yeah, I mean that shit's everywhere. But entitled, I would say entitled more than narcissism is. I'd say,
Yes.
like what
Right.
Aubrey was saying. I think it's the narcissism just seems to be a de facto condition of the modern world with social media.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I
Right.
think that if you want to learn, I think it's good to like have these discussions so you learn things, so you get a much more sense of an awareness of how you act in other places, because that does get looked at. It's
I
just about
know.
self-awareness as an American to be like, do I really want to be seen as this laughing stock? And I
Right.
mean, a lot of it has to do with just, hey, don't be entitled. Don't tell people in other countries to speak English. And don't just follow their laws, like follow their customs, their I mean, it's a lot better. And yeah, there's going to be some of that type of entitlement in other countries too. But we are in their country.
Right.
It's good to show that type of respect if we want respect, the same type of respect for us. So
Okay,
I
but
think
that's an
that's where that
interesting
comes
Right.
point,
into.
though. If we are respecting, you know, their customs, their laws, and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
then at the same time, should should we then also respect their customs in terms of our art? And then it makes sense to change our movies in order to be able to show them in other countries, because then we're respecting their customs? Or should we not have the moral relativism
I think,
that's
yeah, I mean, art to me is on a different spectrum because art is meant to make a statement. And I wouldn't say that all the movies that go and are the people that are placating to that, I don't think they are actually, I think that's on a different level there. I mean, I would say the same goes for us too, on that level of like when movies come to us from other countries, they shouldn't have to change their movies to fit our views either. I don't think that art to me is very different. It's just on a different level than it should be. I don't think anyone should be changing or uh, placating anybody's ideas of what art should be or what art isn't. If you have a message and you want to say that, it should be said. But I'm one of those people who's like, you shouldn't do things just for money, anyways. Art is made to provoke, not to make. Not generally. I mean, you can make money. It's good to make a living. I'm not saying that, but generally, it's made to provoke a thought or to share a message, not to hey, let's have make money. Unfortunately, it is, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's a completely different subject, in
Well,
my
Also
isn't that
opinion.
the
depends on where you
difference?
are in the
Isn't that the
industry.
difference? Isn't that the difference of what it is and what it should be, though?
Yes, I
yeah.
agree. Yes, I think it should be
And
that you shouldn't have to change it, but we do.
yeah, you know,
Go
the
ahead.
thing is that we um there it's so weird how the the amount of money that's required to make a movie keeps going down, and yet the budgets keep going up, and those budgets going up have to continually justify um
Why they're so big.
the they have to, well, they justify like the compromises they make in order to sell them abroad. So the
Yes,
only reason that you have to make a compromise to your movie, if it's cost $200 million, is because the only way you're going to make that back, after you pay for your publicity and everything, is by marketing it all over the world and then
I agree.
having to make those changes. But we
Yes,
could just be making, like, I can make a movie. I've got all these cameras behind me, and like I make movies, and it's really cheap. You can make a movie with your phone,
sure,
uh, that's high enough quality. It's 4K. You could play it in a theater,
you could.
and
And
but
even
at the
just
same, so we could be
sorry.
doing. We have democratized art to the point where we could do it just for the art and not be doing it for the money. But then there's this whole other aspect of it. It's almost like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy or a self-created problem that, and maybe if everybody just got paid less, like the main like producers
Yes,
and
I
the
understand what you're
actors,
saying.
like instead of getting $20 million, everybody got like $2 million, and then they didn't make any changes, and they just made it the way they wanted to as a piece of art. And if they don't want to show it in China, fuck it, they don't show it in China.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
continuously
but
amazed at by like when I go to a Marvel movie and you sit and watch the credits and there are literally like thousands of names rolling up. And I remember doing, producing commercials and getting paid, for by different companies in Sacramento with a team of like 3, 4 people. In fact, the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, the Michelle Yeoh movie that just came out, literally had 6 people in the editing department. The entire editing bay was 6 people. And I think that movie was made for 25 million or something like that. I guess it was a low. I don't know if 25 million is low or how that is by movie standards, but apparently for the amount of money it was made for compared to what it brought in, it was absolutely amazing. The
Have you
highest.
guys seen Nomadland? Nomadland was like a crew of like 4 people or something like that. It was like they were just like, it was like a camera operator, camera AC doing that, like and the director and like maybe one, I don't know, a sound guy, and they were just all just like walking around together with the actress. It was like a documentary the way they shot it.
And you can make a very good quality movie that way if you know what you're doing. But
Right.
I mean, when you make art and that's all you do, you should get a living. I do think you should make a living from it. You
of
know this
course.
as well as I do, John. It is a lot to make a movie. It takes a lot to make a movie, regardless of whether it's just one person editing it, 2 people editing it, or a whole team.
That is like, I feel like this is almost like verging into a discussion for a whole different.
It's a different thing. What I'm saying is right. Mm-hmm.
I did spoken word poetry for 10 years, and you often came up with that argument of like, well, if it's poetry, you should do it for free. Why should I have to pay you to come to perform? Well, because I'm an artist, and these are my life experiences that I'm collecting, and these life experiences are collected on the road, meeting other people.
Well, it's not just that one poem that I'm performing. You have to understand it. Just like taking classes, you take classes so you can learn how to write. For creative writing. I mean, there's the years that you take to garner that way of style, that way of speaking, the way of doing that. Performing's not easy. You have to get over lots of stage fright things. You have to do. It's a lot that goes into it. So, I mean, I totally understand. Yeah, it could be a totally different discussion, but it's like, why do artists make it look so easy to perform their art? Because they've taken years of doing it. I've been performing since I was 3. So,
right. Well, let's get back on
anyway. So back to
America.
Right.
Forrest.
Okay,
any thoughts?
Let me clarify. I wasn't saying that people shouldn't be getting paid. I'm saying that people who are making tens of millions of dollars for a movie, which is so much of the budget of a movie, could make less, and then everybody else obviously should be getting paid and paid more. But I mean, the people who are making that much, which then makes it so you have to then compromise the art in order to be able to make your money back, they could take less so that wouldn't have to happen. That was my point. And I agree. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Forrest, you've been awful silent tonight, sir.
Silent, buddy.
What are your thoughts? You usually encourage the words of wisdom. What do you got for us?
Well, part of what I believe makes us a laughing stock is 2 very simple words: tick tock. That is, bar none.
Oh, I concur.
The single most embarrassing, cringe-worthy media that you could possibly look at. And you guys know me from past broadcasts making statements like, well, why are people making money making an ass of themselves on the internet?
Right.
And again, I'm not going to branch off into that argument, but I'm saying that just that by itself is a prime example of.
By the way, Forrest, I see you, buddy. I see you. I see you with your shirt. I do. I see you.
It's for you. No, it's for me. No, it's for everybody.
Yay! I feel so loved.
Anyways. I wonder, when we watch TikTok, and I don't know how the algorithms work, but obviously I see mostly Americans on there. But I mean, TikTok is a Chinese product. I'm wondering, is it that Americans gravitate more to it, or does the algorithm just show us more American content, but TikTok is just as popular around the world. Are you familiar with TikTok out there, John? Like, do people
Uh,
use TikTok in Korea?
I'm not aware of anybody who uses it here, but I'm sure they do. We have. I don't even know. We have like our own app here called
Right.
Cacao Talk, and they have something called Cacao Story, but that doesn't have anything like what they have on. That's like an early version of like Instagram or something. But
Right.
I don't
Well,
know. I don't ever watch TikTok. I've never I've never downloaded it or anything. I've never used it. I've never knowingly gone to it unless my sister shared something with me. But my sister loves it. My sister, who's older than me and lives in New Jersey, she loves it. So, but she doesn't
well,
do it. She just watches it.
I know that there are TikTok was created out of Vine. I know that, and it's just short form video, which you can either do something
Well,
great with it or you can do something terrible with it. It's just like doing flash stories.
it's not created from Vine. It's a successor behind. It was actually
Successor
created
behind.
from. I've watched several documentaries on all the negative effects of TikTok. But it was created in China out of an app called Let's Dance. So it started off as
Oh,
like a dance, a short little video clip for dancing, and then it was
that makes
evolved
sense.
into the shorter. But it is similar to Vine in that the whole idea is these short clips that are meant to give you endorphin boosts when you finally see a good clip, which they purposely do not often.
Dopamine,
I mean,
dopamine
Yeah, it
boost.
no, it's really
it's the
incredible. If you
instant
guys get a
gratification.
chance, if you get a chance to ever look up on YouTube, documentaries about TikTok. I mean, they've scientifically figured it out. It's almost like they were comparing it to loot crates in video games, where sometimes you get a really good prize and sometimes you get a crappy prize, but it sets off endorphins in your brain almost like you're gambling. It gives you that same little boost right before you open your box. And they were saying that that's what scrolling through these TikTok videos do for you. You see 3 or 4 crappy videos in a row, and then all of a sudden there's a good video and it gives you like this endorphin boost.
Yeah, but I think it's dopamine though, not endorphins.
Yeah,
Uh,
sorry.
That
Yeah,
makes sense because there's a
dopamine.
lot of dopes on TikTok. Yeah.
oh boy. Oh boy,
And
you got your dad
they
card for
record.
that? I don't know. You might have to. Yep, I'm gonna have to. Woo, woo, gonna have to pull you over for that one.
uh,
But I think
right.
there's a bigger. I don't think it has to. I think TikTok and all of that. I think that's honestly, it's just a really, it's an excuse. It's like, oh, they just say this because of Vine and TikTok or whatever these social apps. I don't think that's really the reason. I don't even think that they hate us. I think the why with the laughing stock is really because we're behind on so many social issues. Um,
Right.
and that's really because that's been around since um, even before a TikTok and Vine became a really big thing. I keep saying Vine, but TikTok became a really big thing, or any type of social media. Really, I mean, come on, who can forget Team America, World Police? And
Right.
that was, I mean, that's more just making fun of like America making fun of itself, but it's kind of true,
Right.
to be
Well,
fair.
I remember when I was backpacking in Europe, like, God, 15, 20 years ago. Even then, like, I was rocking a Canadian flag on my backpack. I didn't overtly say it was Canadian. I just put a Canadian flag there. Yeah. Because I remember
Because since
even,
Bush got into, I mean, because we've really been kind of the laughing stock since Bush got into office. That's what I would say was when we really became the laughing stock, and it just never
yeah.
stopped.
When would other people think that the opinion, because after World War II, America was kind of seen as this bastion of hope, right? This is the land of the free and the land of the opportunity. When did that change? When did we become not so much, I guess, the land of opportunity, or at least to other people's eyes.
For me, I would say when money went into politics, the Reagan years really is what kind of made us really start to fall. Personally,
Well, I mean, money was always in politics, but
you know what I'm
but
saying?
I
When super PACs could be when lobbyists could fund super PACs and super PACs fund the politicians.
Right, right.
well, yeah. And also, what Reagan did was he got rid of the fairness doctrine.
Yep.
So it used to be that you like basically the Fox News is only able to exist because they got rid of the fairness doctrine. There, it was that was the style of like so-called news. They call themselves a news organization, but it's not actually news, and it's just a bunch of opinion and stuff.
Right.
Uh, and how one-sided it is. And now you can argue that there has been responses to that. MSNBC was a direct response to Fox News, but that was only possible because of Reagan getting rid of the fairness doctrine, and that's because Roger Ailes, was it, the head of Fox News, who that was his dream when he was working for Nixon. It was like to create this. Roger Ailes, yeah, he was to create this basically to create Fox News, which he did, but the fairness doctrine had to go in order for it to happen. But
was the fairness doctrine where you had to give equal time on comments? Is that what that was? Or
exactly, yeah, So
okay.
And then but I would add that not only was it the Reagan era when he cut the corporate tax rate, and he also broke the air traffic controllers union. But following that, it was the New Democrats, the neoliberals. They're the ones that totally. They were like the last nail in the coffin. They're the ones that completely broke unions and just made like the Democratic Party, like Joe Biden's Democratic Party. He was a part of that New Democrats. They have been moving away the whole time.
Can I just cut in real quick? Skylar, I cannot wait to see your Aragorn cosplay. Just have to say that. Sorry. Skylar.
Oh, I didn't see somebody commenting.
Yes, he said he got a Lord of the Rings talking metal plaque, and now he's working on his Aragorn cosplay. I can't wait to see it. Please put a picture up when you get it. That'd be awesome.
Aubrey, let me ask you this then.
Okay.
Is now if he's going to do an Aragorn cosplay, is his Aragorn cosplay going to be based on the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings? And is that going to be okay? Or is that going to be?
I'm not going to yuck anybody's. I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum here, okay? I'm sure you'll make it amazing. Oh, it's
man. Applaud, John. Applaud that one. Yeah.
I'm not gonna yuck you know what? I'm sure whatever Aragorn you decide to do will be beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm not going to yuck.
But do you even know what Aragorn looks like then? I mean,
well, he is described in the books.
Do you think that Viggo is a good Aragorn?
So I don't fault any of the
Viggo
actors for the
Mortensen.
jobs that they did. I thought they did a fantastic job with what they were given. And I thought Viggo, at first I actually thought he was way too pretty, because in the books, Aragorn is not, at least for a good portion of the book, until he becomes king, cleans up and becomes king. He's not very pretty. He's weather beaten. He kind of looks shaggy. He's not very handsome. So I of course thought I thought Viggo is very pretty. However, I think he did a great job. So
I like the Ralph Bakshi version.
Yes, I love Ralph Bakshi's Aragorn. I thought Ralph Bakši's Aragorn is fantastic.
I don't think I ever
look foul and feel fair.
Exactly.
I haven't seen that in so long. I can't even remember.
I watch it probably maybe twice or three times a year.
He was voiced by John Hurt It was back in the early '80s.
No, it's
Mm.
actually late. It's 78 or 79. It was actually
Okay.
made.
Rob Bakshi also did The Hobbit too, right?
No, that was
Did
the
he
English
do the?
productions.
Oh, it was?
No,
Oh,
that was the
okay.
English production. They
'Cause-
also did Return of the King, which I absolutely hate.
uh,
Personally, I think it's terrible. But Peter Woodthorpe also played the voice of Smeagol, and then he also did later the 1981 BBC production Lord of the Rings, where Ian Holm plays Frodo
mm,
and Bill Nye plays
Yeah.
Samwise, and Roger Stevenson plays Aragorn, and he has a fantastic voice for it. Anyways, we're just gonna get off on the Lord of the Rings loving. Skylar,
I'm
if you
curious.
want
I
to
did
do,
not
if
notice
you
how
need an
many-
Arwen. Anyways,
I did
sorry,
not
we're
notice
just-
how many Grogu's fours had until Steve made that comment in there. You do have quite a few Grogu's like tucked in right in that corner.
Fours
That's
does not
awesome.
have many Grogu's at all. Fours' wife has many Grogu's.
Do you need a crocheted Grogu?
You gonna send me one?
I would.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, you're wearing a Legend of Zelda shirt for me, dude. I have to.
They need
Forza,
to come
you
out
really
with the,
do have a voice for anime. I gotta say,
I'm sorry.
you really do have a voice for anime.
Considering the fact that I've been watching it for the past 30 years, I damn well better hope I have a freaking voice for anime.
But it's that you have that mid range quality. You
It's
know,
the-
you're not like super low and you're not super high. You have like
low, not super high.
I
Right-
don't know.
right
I
there
don't
in the
know.
middle.
Have you ever heard of Vegeta's like original Japanese voice? It's super deep, but it's like chocolate. It's like
not
silk.
like this.
It's
No,
not
it's
too
not deep like that. It's like a
particular- It's
baritone.
not too particularly deep. I mean,
So
it's
it's more
No,
deep
no,
like
but
this.
it's very manly. It's like
Kakaroto. It's yeah. I know.
Kakaroto. It's not even like it doesn't sound like he's constipated at all. It's just very deep chocolatey sounding voice. It's
Deep
sexy.
chocolatey sounding.
Yes.
Wow.
It's like silk. It's beautiful. Chocolate
Oh my
silk. That's what it
God.
is. I love Vegeta's original voice. Just
Van, I think our first topic is officially killed.
yeah. I think we're running out on this one.
Hey,
All right, I'm gonna let this
it's-
one.
If it's killed, does it have a ghost?
Yes.
Oh, wow!
That
Someone's
we now
bringing
know
their A
David's
game tonight. Whoa.
David is the master of segues here.
Oh, man. That was great.
Ghosts and the afterlife. Oh, we need Mezzo here playing some freaky music.
Can you do a kick flip on that segue or what, man?
That was good.
I've been writing something that's kind of creepy, but I don't know if
oh my
you guys
God,
will do
Aubrey,
it.
we totally missed you 2 weeks ago when we did the whole.
I
Death
know. I
Call
was so
thing.
upset. I was so upset.
That was the sickest freaking thing ever. Mezzo was on point with that music,
Oh
and
my
I don't
God.
know where it all came from, but everything about that whole. The expressions on all your faces, the storytelling, the music, it was perfect.
I
those
wish
in
I
the-
was
and-
there.
For those in the audience that want to go back and check that out, that was 2-3 weeks ago. The episode was called "Worst Job Experiences."
Yes,
and it was
I
the
missed
second
it.
half, and that was definitely the worst job experience.
Oh, I took the gold
Oh,
on
that was
one.
gold. It was absolutely gold.
Skylar, if you can find me on Facebook, we will chat about it. We'll chat about
Steve said that was 2
cosplaying.
weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. No, I thought it was last week because I wasn't there. I wasn't able to be there last week.
Last week was aliens.
Yeah.
Another
What was
subject
determined
I
about
should have been
aliens?
here for.
Raphael,
We should
what's
revisit.
going on,
We should
my friend?
revisit that one because we had way too many people here trying to talk about it.
Well, I definitely think that one's like there are some topics that are huge topics. I
actually
almost
did know
think we
that.
need to be a little more specific on that one. Kind of nail it down to what part of aliens that we might want to talk about. There is Matt. What is going on? So
Hey,
ghosts
Matt.
in the afterlife. This came up. I asked in the group chat. I was asking if anybody had any near death experiences. Oftentimes we hear about people that, see a white light, or maybe they see, if they're a religious person, they might see Jesus or somebody at the end of that light beckoning them. Sometimes they say they see relatives, in these moments, but then they come back to their regular selves. Has anybody had a near death experience here?
I mean,
I
was
mean, I
almost
have
in a
been
head-on
near
collision
death, but
today, but
What? Sorry. What did you say, Forrest?
I said I was almost in a head-on collision today, but I dodged that bullet. That was fun.
Mm.
So that's
A
about
head-on
as close to
collision
death
with a
as I
bullet?
got. I'm sorry. What about the bullet?
I said a head-on collision with a bullet.
Oh, I hope not. I don't need that.
I had this experience that it wasn't near death, but it was there was like it was a communication. I was in this car accident once a long time ago, many years ago, and I was like 17, and I was driving, and I'd been up all day, and I was very tired, and I'm pretty sure I just fell asleep at the wheel, like just for a second, but I had woken up, and we were heading towards an embankment on a curve.
oh,
So I turned the wheel, and then we just started sliding into the embankment.
Oh my gosh.
And as we were like sliding towards it, first of all, I felt this weird smile come across my face, like as if it was being pulled back from here. And then right before we hit, a voice in my head, it was my own voice, but it was very clearly separate from my own regular like monologue in my head.
Mhm.
That voice said, "Close your eyes." And right before we hit, I closed my eyes. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. And then I opened my eyes, and we were on our side sliding along the road, and sparks were flying past my face.
oh
And
my
then
God.
the voice said again, "Close your eyes." And then I closed my eyes again. And then, a few seconds later, or however, a timeless time later, I woke up and the car went like that, and we landed on our wheels again. But that always made me feel like, because they say that the whole near-death experience could be like kind of like this like pre-program in your brain that kind of like that program, cue the near-death program, like as you're
Right.
dying, like you experience these certain things.
Right.
And I kind of feel like that was like something along those lines. It was like some kind of defense mechanism that the brain protects itself from trauma in some way.
Right. Well, let's go into it real quick. I mean, does everybody here believe or not believe in ghosts? Is that just take a roll call? What do you, Aubrey? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. David,
Oh yeah,
yes or
without a
no?
doubt.
Yeah, I do. I do believe in paranormal activities for sure.
All right. Fours, what are your thoughts? Yes or no?
Negative.
Negative. John.
Boy, your ghost friend is so mad at you right now.
I love you, Aubrey.
I do not believe in ghosts.
All right.
Oh.
And we got a couple of,
Wait, can you hear me or no?
Yeah.
You're
Check.
good, John.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
sure.
I'm gonna try and change something here.
I'm curious why you don't believe in ghosts, John. This is something that really interests me.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Yes, we
Yes.
could hear you
Okay,
before.
You can
I
hear me
changed
before.
my mic. Does this sound different now or no?
It's
Does
a
it sound the
little
same?
louder.
It's
A little crisper.
throatier.
Louder,
and it's
crispier. Yeah.
clearer.
Louder,
It's
crispier,
it's throatier.
Okay, I wanted to be throatier.
Wow.
You're getting closer to Vegeta all the time, John.
It's
Yeah.
chocolatey smooth.
Good mics
Yes.
work that way.
I
Hey, at least you don't feel like
my
you're
mic
crushing
stand
it,
isn't
you know.
tall enough. So here's my mic. Yes.
You're starting to sound
Anyways,
like the trailer
Oh,
guy.
there you go.
Next time.
Yeah.
on this
In a
movie.
world
Exactly. In a world.
where-
Only one man.
where ghosts exist. John
No, but
doesn't
seriously-
Skyler
believe in
says
it.
that Skylar says he's a paranormal investigator, so he definitely believes in it. And I see Paul says yes. I see people saying yes, some people saying no. It seems to be kind of a divided issue. I'm wondering for the people that say no, have they had experiences maybe they can't explain, but they still don't believe that it was ghosts or higher beings or higher powers?
I have to
I mean,
preference
John, you
something
said, yeah.
real
Hmm.
quick. I do believe in ghosts. Do I believe in the concept of, how do I put it this way? Like the Christians' version of like demon, demonic entities, and all that? Not necessarily. That's I just want to preface that.
Right,
Because there's a
more like
difference.
Beetlejuice or something.
No, not like Beetlejuice. What, man? Come on, we're trying to have a serious discussion here. John, why don't you believe in ghosts? I really want to hear this.
I think the more important question is, why do you believe in ghosts? I don't. There's no evidence whatsoever to my, in my experience, that ghosts exist, and so you can't prove a
Be-
negative kind of thing.
well,
John with the counter question.
I have. I mean, I've had way too many experiences for there not to be. And that's really just that I lived in several houses that actually had them, so that kind of
But you
makes you a
don't
little
think they
bit of a believer.
might be just unexplained experiences that might not be ghost related, right? No, like there's no doubt in your mind, 100% ghosts do exist.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 110%. I mean, I have seen like phenomena such as I've had radios turn on without batteries in them. I've had like electronics turn on, light switches, people running up and down the stairs. There was a there we when I was little, my sister and I would see a soldier in my house in our closet who had hung himself. So and I'm making this very serious. There's been too many experiences that I've had not to have it be real, and I'm not crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
that's another is my family. In fact, my mom, the house that we lived in when I was a kid, was in Utah, and my mom lived there. My mom and her family lived there, and they were kids, and they all had very similar experiences. Growing up in that same house, there was a woman by the name of Maud. That's what she wanted to call it, people to call herself. Turns out she's actually a real person, but they didn't know this until much later. And that was her nickname. She insisted on being called Maud, and she would sit and there would be a rocking chair we'd have, and she would just rock all the time. And there were lots of unexplained experiences, especially in this house. Things would wind up in different places that which would go missing. Um, Never liked to be in the root cellar. We had a root cellar you could go down into. Never liked to be in there. It just was not. It's very scary. Um, just a lot of different things. And again, do I think that they're like how people say, "Oh, these are bad spirits or good spirits"? I don't really believe necessarily in that per se. Um, I've just had a lot of experiences that have shown me otherwise, good and bad
It,
experiences.
Can I ask, if I told you that I was I had an experience where the god Thor came to
Hmm.
me,
Hmm.
or no, let's say Zeus. Let's say Zeus
Poseidon
came to
talks to me
me,
all the time, so I mean, it's certainly believable.
but if Zeus came to me and said, "I am Zeus, and I am telling you unequivocally that I exist," and I relayed that experience to you, should I expect that you would then also believe in Zeus as well?
Again, seeing as I worship Poseidon, I
Okay,
would.
it doesn't. I can take any random. I can take any random
I'm not
god.
going to. I'm not going to. Again, that is your experience, and who am I to say that you didn't experience that?
Mhm.
See, I think about this like I have had experiences that I definitely cannot explain. I've had things that when I was younger I thought were definitely ghost experiences because I
Mhm.
had no other way of explaining them. As I got older, I started, and this may sound just as crazy as the idea of ghosts, but I started thinking about what if like there was a fourth dimension, right? A dimension that we don't necessarily understand, and apparently the fourth dimension does exist.
They
But
do
what,
exist.
or maybe
Does
time
exist.
travelers? What if there's ways of people intersecting our space that we don't necessarily understand yet, and this is
Freaking
how we perceive
Simpsons
them?
time travelers.
Right?
I mean,
Back in
they
the day,
in
right? Like
astrophysics.
if you had a flood or if you had an eclipse or something that was relayed to the something magical or spiritual happening, maybe we just aren't knowledgeable yet to understand things that are going on around us that we perceive as ghosts. What do you guys think about
Here's
that?
what I'll also categorize. There are categorizations of paranormal activity. There are echoes. That's when something has happened, and you can see this. There are basically like memories that exist, like energy, because everything is energy. If you want to go into the theory of aerodynamics, everything is energy. You can either create or destroy energy; it just simply changes
Right.
form. So
Thermodynamics, not
thermodynamics.
aerodynamics.
Sorry, thank you, thermodynamics. Thank you. I know I said that. I said that incorrectly. Thermodynamics. But my theory is not incorrect. My saying the definition is incorrect. Um, but it simply just exists in another form. But there are ones um where they're just simply especially in places where really traumatic things have happened.
Mhm.
Usually there's an imprint there of that energy that it gets left. Who's to say that what we're not seeing could also be just an imprint of that energy from that
Right.
existing time and place? Then there are the intelligent ones, the ones that interact with our time frame, because I've seen that too. Like Maud, for instance, she would interact with us directly. Um, and so there are differences, and she would move with my family. So I've just had way too many experiences of there not being, I mean, and my family too. We just had a lot of experiences, just not to have those, not to not believe in them. I mean, is it true or not? I don't know. But I've had so many experiences that I cannot explain that the only, you know,
What are
I've
your
got
I-
a,
thoughts,
I'll
David?
say.
Oh,
I've got actually a little theory, which
Mm,
it kind of falls in line with my own theological beliefs too. Um, so, me being a believer of Christian faith, I do believe in an afterlife. I do believe that people go to heaven eventually. However, heaven is supposed to be a place of ultimate good, a paradise that nothing bad can enter it. Well, us being people, we're flawed, absolutely. So, what happens to that flawed part of us when we leave this plane and enter into an afterlife of paradise? I think it gets left behind. I think it gets shedded off. Part of our spirit may splinter away, and then be stuck
hmm.
to continue its own existence in this astral plane. Maybe I don't have any kind of theory that supports a conscious spirit, but paranormal activity, things getting rocked around, poltergeists, uh, noises, things like that. It could be the splintering of negative parts of somebody's soul.
Could be. I mean, poltergeist. From everything that I've read from poltergeist, that's actually just psychic activity that isn't has nothing to do with an actual like an intelligent spirit. Demons, I don't necessarily. I mean, I demons can be anything that's considered non-human entities. Um, That's generally what it is. I know way too much about this subject, but not to be laughed at by any of you all, but I'm just it's both comfortable to talk about and uncomfortable to talk about, which is funny.
I have had one crazy experience. I think I was maybe about 10 or 11. I was at my grandparents' house, and they used to have this pantry off the side of the kitchen
Mhm.
that separated my grandfather's room from the kitchen, and it had a stairway that went up into the attic. I remember being in there one day, and it was a very clear, very distinct whisper in my ear that said, "David." Freaked me out. I ran out of there in a hot second and started running around looking for my grandpa. Nobody was upstairs. I can't explain that. It could be the overactive imagination of a 10-year-old, but the fact that I could almost feel the breath on my face. That's how close this voice was, but it was like in a whisper. So
Mhm.
it tripped me out. But that's the only real paranormal experience I've ever had.
Mm.
I didn't have I had this experience. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Philip K. Dick, the
Yes,
sci-fi author.
I have Joanne
Um,
George's Dream of Electric Sheep.
I was really into him when I was a teenager, and I was reading his like collection of letters or something like that.
Mhm.
And around that time, I had to have my wisdom teeth taken out,
Mm.
and my sister was the dental assistant. So
Mhm.
she was the one administering the nitrous,
Mm.
and
Oh wow.
I was like, pump up the nitrous, pump it up. And she's giving me the
God.
nitrous, and the doctor, I'm getting the Novocaine, and then and while I'm doing it, they give you uh this headphones to listen to. So I was listening to Elton John's greatest hits. That's all that was the only tape they had that was like I would listen to. That was like the best music they had that I would be into. So I was sitting there listening to it, and they're taking out my wisdom teeth, and I'm on all this nitrous that's just coming and coming. It doesn't stop, right? You're just on this
Mhm.
nitrous the whole time. And during that, I had this vision suddenly where I saw myself as a like I was being initiated into some new level of experience. And
Mm.
Oh wow.
my sister and the dentist suddenly appeared to me as aliens, like almost like the Greys, right?
Oh wow.
And I had this idea that how they always say like, well, how do I know that red is the same to you as it is to me? Like what you experience as red is the same as me. But and I was thinking maybe I call them wisdom teeth because this is when I'm being imparted with this wisdom about it. And so like the whole structure of the way I perceive reality makes it so that I hear these kinds of teeth as wisdom teeth, and this is when I'm getting. So this is when I'm getting my wisdom. Anyway, but it was like this really vivid experience. So,
That's some pretty interesting
um,
insight to chew on.
Yeah, that is a very
um,
Boom
but
boom.
if I can explain my beliefs real quick, so like because I don't want you guys to think I'm just like Joe Buzzkill about everything. I'm not like some science hardliner, although I am somewhat. But it's just that I think that the world is filled with mystery, so much so that we will never ever understand. And I do not like the naming of that mystery because I think
Mm.
that makes us unable to be able to deal with it. So once we call that mystery something, and we call it a ghost or we call it a demon, and we start giving all these definitions and we say this is what it is and that's what it is, then it's no longer this thing that we can like access truthfully anymore. And so Like I think this with religion. I think it with like I just think that we'll never know. And I don't. Anytime that somebody tells me they know what some deep mystery is and that they have the answer, I immediately think they're full of shit. And I don't want to, and that's the way I feel about religion. That's the way I feel about astrology. That's the way I feel about ghosts. I'd rather have the mystery. And I just wish that people could accept that we don't know everything instead of demanding this certainty. Because that's how we get authoritarians and religious leaders and all that stuff. Nobody
John,
knows. We're
I think
all
that is
in the world of mystery.
beautiful. I believe that is a beautiful way of looking at things. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm not putting it down. I'm not making. This is really true. I really think that that's a beautiful way of looking at it. Because
and I'm not
humans
trying to
have a
take
tendency
away
to try to control.
I don't want to take away I name things too,
Yeah.
I come up with my own personal names, my own personal symbols for the mysteries around me. So I'm not trying to disparage anybody else's, but I just would say that be careful anytime that you swallow another person's definition whole about what the mysteries are that surround you, because then you're giving over the biggest and best part of reality and life, which is that mystery. And you're ceding that mystery to some outside force and saying that somebody else, their answer is good enough for you. And then you don't have that mystery anymore. So,
Right.
Well, I mean, I think what a lot of people do is that they're usually afraid of what they don't know, right? The only thing to fear is fear itself. And people tend to either want to do a few things when they are afraid of something. Either they want to conquer it, destroy it, or understand it. And that
Right.
Or flee from it.
or flee from it. Yes, that's another one.
Is-
it's kind of like fuck, marry, kill, but like a different version.
Yeah, generally. And unfortunately, either if we can't control it or understand, or not even just understand, we can't control it and we can't run from it, well, we'll demonize it and we'll make it bad. That way we don't have to understand it.
Hey,
That's
Aubrey,
what,
are you
yes.
is Skylar on your friend list?
He is not. I would
Okay.
love him to be on my friend list though.
I was just looking through and I could not find him on my friend list, so I'm not sure. I know Skylar popped in a few months ago and has been pretty loyal to the show. We love Skylar here, but Skylar was saying that he was a paranormal investigator, and I was hoping to throw him a link just to see to get some of his thoughts.
Skylar,
on-
if you want to text us a link so we can send you a link so you can hop in on this conversation, we would love that.
I was trying to find
I had
him on
an
Facebook.
English teacher who was a paranormal investigator when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and one of the one day in class, for our class, she just brought in a video of a ghost investigation that she did in our.
Oh wow!
I come from in New Jersey. I come from rural New Jersey, and there's a thing called Weird New Jersey. I think it's a magazine, and they have all the. So we have the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, which is they've made movies about and stuff, and famous for like hauntings by demons and whatnot. But where I'm from in rural New Jersey is also supposed to have a lot of ghosts from the Revolutionary War era, because there was all these caves and stuff everywhere where people would because the Revolutionary War was like guerrilla warfare, and so there was all like hiding in all these caves and stuff, and so there's supposed to be all these ghosts around where I'm from too.
I think that's really great, John. Van, is there a way we can send him a link on Instagram?
I am checking right now. Yeah, I'm looking to see if Marissa sent me a link earlier, so I'm going to try to see if I can get that over there. So, anyways, yeah, New Jersey, you've got your own special. Like they have the New Jersey Devil
that's the Pine Barrens. I mean, yeah.
Technically, that's labeled as a cryptid, but I don't know.
Right, I'm just saying that New Jersey is full of crazy crap.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, the Blair Witch.
That's where I'm from.
Wait, was Blair Witch in Jersey too?
Yeah. That's where they
Was it?
filmed it, anyways. They filmed it there, anyways.
I was living far away from Jersey when that came out. But yeah,
Do
I
we have
grew
your-
up in like
I'm
real
okay.
spooky place in the woods
Really?
for sure.
And
Yeah,
so,
yeah. We used
so
to
Not very scary.
run around in the woods at night all the time with like flashlights. Oh, it was terrifying. So
That's
fun.
fun. That sounds like fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
See, I'm
great.
not really scared of paranormal things. Not in the same way that a lot of people are. We're like, oh, there was that bump in the night. Ooh, scary. It doesn't really scare me. That kind of stuff. Uh, uh, by the way, Skylar is saying send him a link through email. Do we have
Yeah.
your email, Skylar?
yeah, send us an email address. I just found you on Instagram. Oh, and you follow Mary Gibbs. Yeah, send me an email address, and I will send you a copy of the link, and you can tell us about some of your experiences as a paranormal investigator. Steve says
That would be
Blair
awesome.
Witch. What does he say here? Blair Witch was based on a
Based on
lost
the-
village in Washington Mountains.
Washun. Native
Watchung?
American?
That sounds like
Watchung?
something
Yeah.
from New York State or something. Where's Watchung?
I don't know, but
Is that-
Steve is from Jersey as well.
Yeah. Is that like around the it's like near High Point or something? I don't remember where Watchung is. It sounds like a Northeast Native American name. There's like a lot of that up there. Where we're in Jersey, like the Lenape Indians, and there's like the Shwanagunks and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I've gone in here in California where we live. I've gone on. We were talking about there's a group in Vallejo that does paranormal investigation, and I went on a cemetery. We went to this very old cemetery where a lot of the first settlers to California came in, and we walked around. I mean, it was kind of spooky, but I didn't really experience anything, so I'm not really sure.
Watchung is in Somerset County. Oh, that's right next to where I'm from.
Okay. So, in terms of like afterlife and stuff, there's a guy who's done a lot of interesting case studies called Michael Newton. He's a Dr. Michael Newton.
I'm from Newton. That's the name of the town in New Jersey I'm from. Newton. Well, now I believe whatever he says. Anyway, hey, take me off the.
Sorry,
Take
I'm
off the
reading the.
John.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I know. Sorry,
Took
I'm
Van
trying
about
to
10 minutes to get me off last time.
You know what, man? I'm doing the best I can over here. I'm not really doing social media. I'm taking a break from that thing for a
But
while.
I guess my best wasn't good enough.
Yeah, Skylar, send us an email. We're still waiting for that email address, and I can send you this link here, and you can tell us.
I respect that, Skylar. Fuck social media.
Send us a deep Skylar. Come on.
I know. I feel like we're getting blue balled over here by Skylar.
I know. I
know. Really, we're not cool enough for Skylar. Sorry. Jesus Christ.
We're sending you an invitation to join the cool kids, man.
And that's when Skylar realized that the people on the screen weren't cool enough.
Weren't cool at all.
Are there a lot of creepy stories
Now
out
we're
in
laughing
Florida?
stock.
Ghost stories and such in Florida?
Yeah, that's just all of you guys. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
No,
There's a big Florida New Jersey connection, actually.
Yeah, it's called Florida,
but-
man. All the ghosts that exist here in Florida are a result of Florida man who do stupid things like try
That's
to reproduce with alligators or ram their motorcycles head on into freaking semi trucks and other metal-related cases.
While trying to reproduce with alligators.
While trying
And
to
then we wonder why we're the laughing stock of the world because it's all because
Florida
of Florida
man is the
man.
laughing stock
And
of the world.
every bit of it is always caught on video.
And it's always in
Yeah.
Florida. God, I hate this state.
And then they play it on TikTok.
On TikTok, exactly. See,
Yes.
that's how this all works.
See, it's all connected, really. It's just all these interweaving
Mm-hmm.
dots of connectivity
And it all goes back to Florida, man. Every time.
every
time.
time.
Do you have any thoughts about ghosts seeing that you work in a morgue?
Yeah, so I
Van?
want to know.
Yes.
It's story time with Fours.
Ooh, oh, we need creepy music. Who's got music? Who can cue up some music?
I don't need creepy music. I actually kind of needs a little bit of maybe some dramatic music or some foreboding music. That could work.
But, oh, no.
Look at Aubrey. She's already on it.
Ooh.
Where
I'm
the hell is
trying.
Mezzo? Where the hell is Mezzo?
I'm trying. I mean, but I'd be kind of giving you guys a preview of what
Veronica, I
what
love
I've been
you.
writing. But I don't know if you can be able to even hear this, but I don't know if I
Van
want
has-
to play it. Now I'm all like shy. I don't know if I want to play this for you guys.
Van has the ability to put all this stuff in.
I have the ability, but
Oh, there
not
you
the
guys
skill.
go.
What?
There, John's
Are,
on
is
it.
that like? What is that?
I'm giving you that drone.
Didgeridoo.
Hold on.
Or
Hold on.
you could just do
That's
two
what-
notes like really close together. And somebody does the together. That would be nice.
Hold on, guys.
Get a
Okay.
tone.
Oh. Okay, I guess there were. Okay, I have no idea how to bring up music. Does anybody know how to play some? Wait,
Can you hear it?
I think
Where
if
the
I
hell
just
is Mezzo?
play,
Nope.
she's
You
got,
guys
she's
can't
got
hear
like
it?
family
Oh, no.
responsibilities and stuff.
well, let's
I
just
don't
hear
know-
the story.
I don't know how to music.
Yeah.
Let's hear the
'cause
story.
I don't know how to bring
It's
in
all right.
music.
It's
actually.
not. It's not the
wanna
really. It's not really the kind of story that you would expect from me. This is more. I guess this is more Afterlife related than it would be Ghost related. So, let's go back to 2018 real quick. So back in 18.
Wait. Mhm. Okay, I'm there.
You guys got the freaking backwards talk down, don't you? What
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mood is killed. You guys just.
Oh, you don't even want to tell me? Are you
All
taking your ball and going home?
No, don't leave.
Take my lightsaber and go home.
Don't leave.
All right, so let's go back to
How are we-
2018.
How are we gonna save Hyrule otherwise?
Mm-hmm. All right. Fourth time.
2018.
Gonna go back to 2018. So 2018 was a pretty freaking awful year. I was like, it was my second year at the funeral home, and unfortunately, my mom passed. It was. I'm not gonna lie, it was just a really shit year. I mean, we lost my grandfather, we lost my wife's grandmother. Her father died 3 days before my mother passed. And then,
Wow.
I think it was 4 weeks later, my boss died. So, what a freaking year. Growing up, my mom never really changed. Like, she was always my mom. She was just this really fiery redhead, not me. Okay, you can't see me and then see my mom, and like the two completely different people. She was very much an outside soul. She loved everything outdoors. She loved her dogs. She loved her college football. The porch at our house was literally her favorite place in the world. She had to have her chair. My dad had set up like this. Okay, it's like 1987, so we were moving on up. He had 4 speakers on the receiver of our stereo, so we were classy. So Mom was set in her ways about a lot of things. Her spiritual beliefs. If I could say anything, she was kind of a cross between Aubrey and David, to be truthful, as far as her beliefs were concerned. It was she was never ashamed to express herself on anything, especially when it came to how I was living my life. Lately, and this is kind of just where it gets weird, and take this for what it is. This could be a mental thing. This could be a psychiatric thing. Again, it's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, how we're not really supposed to remember our dreams?
I remember my dreams all the time. So
Okay, well, good. So lately, I've been dreaming. She's been in my dreams,
Mm.
but we're at the house. Okay, this is the weird part. My wife, my kids, we're at the house. We're at the old house, but we are the age we are today.
Mm.
But she's there, and she's probably late 30s, almost same age as me, early 40s, but it's 100% natural. Like, we're going through what we're going through in our house right now, and when I'm dreaming, we're at the old house, we're on the porch, and she is talking to us, and it doesn't feel weird. It's she's there, and I
Mhm.
continue to dream about this, and it doesn't even have to be at that stupid porch. She could be here. She could be we could be out at dinner. Dad
Mhm.
is still old, and my wife and I were still 40 something, and here she is, still 38, before she got sick, and she's just talking to us like she's been here the whole time.
Mm.
And for the life of me, I don't know what it means. I really don't.
Huh.
Because again, it shames me to say this, but for a large majority of my life, we didn't have the greatest, perfect mother-son relationship because we disagreed on a lot of things. But a lot like sons do. I mean, no matter how old you get, you seek mom's approval, and that's probably the most common feeling I get every time I have a dream like that, is that I'm over
Huh.
there and I'm explaining a situation going on right now, work, this, something with the kids, and it's just so freaking natural. She's right there. She's still not a single gray hair on her head. 38, and she's telling us something, but it's just so freaking normal. And I find it to be the weirdest thing because I more and more often I wake up and I wonder, you know, why. And it wasn't until earlier, Aubrey said the word timestamp, and David said the word splinter. Like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, well, her ghost is here and she's in my head, and that's why this is happening. I can't draw that kind of conclusion, but I feel like there has to be some kind of reason, or maybe I'm just crazy.
You're not crazy, Forrest. You're probably one of the least people I would think is actually crazy.
I had similar experiences. My father died when I was very young. I was 8 years old when my father died, and I would have dreams like that for 20 years or something, where I would have these conversations with him. Um, yeah, it's like I don't think it's. There's a book that I would recommend to you, especially if you're one who doesn't believe in ghosts, but called "I Am a Strange Loop" by Douglas Hofstadter,
Hmm.
who's a researcher in uh, like AI and like he's like a hard AI guy. But yeah, this idea that basically we're all patterns. All of us are patterns. We are patterns instantiated in the hardware of our brains. We are like software patterns, and basically it's the I'm a strange loop. It's saying that the people really live, because all we truly are, what makes us who we are, as the entities that are talking to each other right now, not the physical body, but the things that are feeling like I am a person, and we're talking to each other right now and connecting with each other. Those things are
Hey, hold on.
software entities, and the other software entities that mean so much to us, a part of them is within us. We take them in communicating with them. We take them in as a part of us. And so they actually do inhabit us in some way. And people who have a deep connection to you or a deep, who are meaningful to you are truly a part of you, a part of your pattern. Does that make sense? I don't know.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Luminous
totally.
beings are we, not the screwed matter.
My mom's actually commenting. It's funny because
Yeah.
she works as a psychic medium, and has worked with some celebrities and different people. So it's kind of I know she's commenting down below. She's like, "Oh, your friends are talking about ghosts."
Speaking
Hi,
of which,
Dee.
I wanted to give
Hi.
a really quick
Hey,
shout
Dee.
out to Skylar and
Hi,
Veronica,
Hey,
Skylar.
What's up,
Skylar.
Skylar?
who just
Skylar.
now
What
came
up?
on.
Actually,
Uh,
Veronica had a good point about being psychic and clairvoyance and medium. I actually do have clairvoyance and medium powers, and I had like a couple of experience way before I even believed in the paranormal and stuff. As a little kid, my grandma and grandpa have a cabin up in the mountains, and me and my cousin, we were just like fooling around, getting into trouble. We found this abandoned cabin that like no one even lived in anymore. So us being stupid boys, we went into the cabin, and we heard like this death scream. It sounded like a banshee, and then we saw like some old woman just sitting on the back porch in an old rocking chair. She looked at us. Her eyes were like pitch black, blood with like, it looked like black tar-ish blood was coming near down her eyes. We ran out of that house so fast. It, yeah. And the cabin's still up there. I don't even go near it. I won't even go near it. I don't know what I saw. I don't want to know what I saw, but it scared the shit out of me.
I've always been a healthy skeptic, right until my grandfather died in like I think it was 2011. He passed away. But we were all gathering around, and people during the week were coming through the house and saying their goodbyes. We're a very Irish family, so we were, observing the Irish rites that you normally do as someone starts to pass. And one of the things was I was standing outside the house with my uncle, and we were talking, and he was smoking, and we were just kind of in conversation. And all of a sudden, we hear this like this ah, but it was like a like a just a really angry or upset scream as if something terrible had just happened. And when you're Irish, you're raised. Yeah, my mom's talking about the banshees. Um,
Well, banshees also are usually a herald of when someone's going to die too. I mean,
yes,
at least that's the Irish lore. Being Irish, yeah, I know.
they're
There's
supposed to
a
be attached to a certain family. Different families were attached to one of the
That I
main
didn't
families
know
of Ireland.
about.
Yeah, they're supposed to be attached to certain families of the Ireland. We're attached to one of the main families of Ireland. Um, and we notice that they tend to herald the men's deaths. I don't know what that's
Yes,
about.
men's deaths are
Yeah,
usually that's usually what they herald.
That's usually
she's not
what
gonna
a
scream for me.
banshee does.
Yeah. So we heard that, and we went inside, and within a couple hours my grandfather passed away. So I'm I said to my uncle, because he had turned Muslim by then, and he was like, that stuff doesn't exist. And I'm like, it exists. We heard it. Get used to it. So yeah, Dempsey's are part of the O'Brien clan.
Ah,
Mhm.
okay.
I've been studying the paranormal for about, God, I can't even like remember. It's like going on now like 24 years. And at first I was like skeptic of it until I told you about the experience I had. And then I kept having other experiences, other experiences, other experiences. But I swear that thing that I saw in that cabin, I swear to God, that was the banshee or something that
Wow.
that that shouldn't even be here.
Mhm.
Question for those,
Go ahead.
obviously
Kevin.
John would not necessarily be a part of this, but say, Fours, for example, you were talking about your mother, and almost like being able to visit you through your dreams. Do you think that that is a matter of you being close by the time, by the end of her life experience? I know with myself, my mom passed like 3 years ago. And other than, I do distinctly remember because my son and I were both in the house when she passed. And I do distinctly remember a feeling of like almost her energy leaving the house when her body was taken from the house. But aside that, I haven't had any, you know, dreams or feelings that she's visiting us. And my mother and I were not close even until the end. I was the one to take care of her in the last 3.5 years, but we were not close at all. But so, do you think that that's a product of being very close to somebody? Maybe it's like what John was saying, where you leave like this person has kind of left pieces of themselves with you.
Oh yeah.
I
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I
think
was gonna say that I think that again, this is not with any type of certainty or anything, but a lot of times people are in our lives for a reason, either to teach each other things. But I mean, regardless of whether you had a good relationship or not with your mother is obviously coming and telling you in her own way that she loves you and that she's okay. That's what I get from it. Um, and
Are you
I
talking
don't know
about
if you're going through
force
anything.
or
Yeah, with course
yeah,
that
right?
whatever's going on in your house is probably, I don't know if there's anything stressful or anything going on in your house, but it could be that you're needing a type of assurance, and that's why she's coming to you to give you that assurance that things are going to be okay. That it's, that whatever advice she wants to give you in that. So that's what I get from it, from your dreams. Again, that's could could not very well not be the case.
For a couple of years after my grandfather died, I would get these weird dreams about going back to places that we've been together, and I was constantly trying to hug him, and I would get
Mm,
these repeated dreams of like trying to hug him and feeling like I couldn't quite touch him, or that he was trying to say something. Um, and it was right after I left for college because I stayed around a couple more years, and then I went away again after he died. And right after that, I had a dream. Like it was probably a couple days after I left for Oregon again, and I had hugged him finally in my dream, and he was like, you're gonna be okay now. It's all right."
that's true.
Yeah. So I think it's just sometimes just we've got these. I've always like been a healthy
Legend, myth, and
skeptic.
lore. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that that's true. I agree. But yes,
Mhm.
absolutely what you were saying, B. Sorry. I just wanted to
Yeah.
acknowledge your mom as well. That's your mom, right?
Yeah, that's my mom. Yeah. She
Yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge her.
yeah,
Mm.
like she says, it's no more clear in life than it is in death sometimes. Sometimes people just aren't talkative. I hear her talk to her clients all the time, like, oh, they're not talking, and they're like, oh, haha, yeah, and he was terrible at saying anything in real life too. So
So I had an ex, who I was actually very close to. He was my best friend for a long time before we even got together. And when we broke up, and I'd spoken to him in 2018, his dad passed. And I know that because I felt it when it happened. And then I dreamt about him for months afterwards. He kept coming to me. It was really annoying. And so he kept asking me to do one thing, do just one thing. And unfortunately, I got to do part of it, and then he kind of left me alone, which is good. But so sometimes it just depends. I ended up speaking to his wife at one point, ex's mom. We actually got back in contact for a short while, and I said, "Yeah, he died on this date, didn't he?" And she goes, "How did you know that?" And I said, "Like, because I felt it.
Mhm.
Um, I felt it happen. I knew the moment it happened. So I don't know how to explain that. That's just one paranormal experience I've had. But this is normal within my family.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
always been around paranormal things. It's just, to me, it's not like it's abnormal. It's more normal. It's a normal process, a normal fact of life to me. So It is what it is.
Fours. You were gonna say something. What were you gonna say?
I
Well,
completely
originally my
forgot.
question was directed at
I'm
you
so
with
sorry, Fours.
it's all
No more
good.
stories for us?
No, I'm saving my stories for nerdalism.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. V, I need to talk to you later.
Freaking 3 podcasts this week. Crazy. I'm sorry, Van. What was your question?
Do you think because you became closer near the end of her life, that was why she was communicating with you? Do you think it has to do with your closeness? Because I don't have those with my mom. I don't have any feeling. Like I said, other than the feeling, almost like I felt like her energy leave the house when her body was taken out. I haven't felt anything since that day, or really thought about her.
I
You want
had. Oh, sorry. First, go ahead.
you want the brutally honest truth? Because I'll give it to
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
The brutally honest truth is that there was no closeness in the last few years. It She was sick. She got sick. She was immunocompromised. I mean, by the end there was no immune system left, and this came from
Mm.
years and years and years and years and years and years and years of one mistake after another, medical malpractice, a couple of surgeries that never should have happened, and eventually all that medication, all that stuff, it just caught up with her. And
Wow.
she just became less and less and less her. I want to say the last 5 years were excruciatingly hard.
Yeah.
It was difficult to be close because there were too many things said that were not her. It just She didn't know where she was. She didn't know who she was talking to. I could be, I was 38, 37, 38 at the time. She could be looking at me and I was 25 in her eyes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So back then, it was difficult. It was difficult for my dad. It was difficult for my aunt. It was difficult for me. It was difficult for my wife because she didn't know how to deal with me at the time. Um, the closeness was more when I was a young child. She was super supportive when I was a teenager. And I guess when I was telling the story earlier,
Hmm.
the her that I saw in my teenage years and my early 20s, that's the her that I'm seeing. The her from her early 40s. And when she wasn't sick.
That was
That's
probably the time that she felt the most her, the most the most like had her peak when she
Remember
felt
me
the
as I
best.
was. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that, and she's also coming to you at the point then you are the closest to her in her. You know what I mean? Like she's coming to you at the age she was when you two were the closest, and that's probably why she's coming to you that way because she wants you to see her as she is, as that time to be like, hey, I'm here to comfort you because this is who I am.
And it's
Really underneath that, and that could be why.
and
Aubrey has a point.
I'm
Um,
not I'm not gonna say
that
yes or no.
you're
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what I'm.
connecting with
That's
you.
what I can extrapolate.
It's
Oops.
geez, I didn't mean to make this into Forrest's personal hour here, but uh
Forrest, no, we're here for you, buddy. We love you.
We got your
You're
back, bro.
amazing. You're our
love you too,
friend.
sweetie.
Aw. All
It's
the love, Forrest.
it's damn it, Aubrey, if you make me cry on camera.
I know. I'm like getting misty.
God, you're gonna
Um,
make me cry now.
it's weird because like I hear what you're saying, about the whole being there thing, but I wish I could paint this picture for you. There was a particular feeling that always occurred when we were together as a family. Like we could just be talking about nothing, or she could be giving me advice about anything, or
Mhm.
she could be passing judgment on something. Um, that's it's not what she's saying because I don't remember what she says to me in these dreams. What I remember is the Okay,
Mhm.
here's
That makes sense.
poetry for you. What I remember is the feeling of home.
Mhm.
That's what that's what hits me. It's the feeling of home. There aren't
It's
many
comfort. Yeah.
there aren't many places here that feel like home. If you go north in Florida, capital Florida, it's Tallahassee. There's a little town about 30 miles east of Tallahassee. It's called Monticello. It's where she's
Hmm.
from, and every time we go up there and visit, it felt like home. The house we used to live in, this teeny tiny little house on the corner, where I grew up, that felt like home, and that feeling of home is what I'm getting every time she appears in her non-sick state.
Hmm.
And it's just that's yeah, I feel like my family and I have time traveled. Like we took dad, we took the kids, we got my wife, and we time traveled back to like 1995, and we're on the porch, and there she is, as if nothing is different. Nothing. Like she's expecting us to be there. Poof, there we are. Oh, hi, no surprise. Here you are. Let's talk about
Well,
this. And there it
let
is.
me ask you a
Mm-hmm.
question.
Sure.
When she comes to you in these dreams, are you feeling? Are these in times where you have felt stressed out, or that you're feeling, and that or you're feeling homesick, or you're feeling in that? I'm not expressing it very well.
That's my
You
secret,
understand?
Cap. I'm stressed all the time.
So I think that reason, and that could be why you're seeing her, because, and that's why you're going back to that place, because that was a time when you were the happiest. I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying that's what I'm getting. Is that
There's a
that was the
level
time when you felt like so much love from her, and the happiest.
there's a level of comfort that came
Right.
from those times. A lot of I catch a lot of flack from people because I'm one of those guys who's stuck in the 90s. There's a reason why I'm stuck in the 90s, and it has nothing to do with the music, and it has nothing to do with the video games.
Right.
It has everything to do with life was life was good.
Hmm.
I'm not going to say I was in control, but the world did not seem so out of control
No,
during
it was
that
happier.
time.
Right. Right. I
Um,
understand. It was more hopeful. The 90s were kind of, to me anyways, what I think of the 90s. I think of it was, especially the later 90s, everything was so hopeful.
hmm
So I get it. I totally understand. I'm just saying that because you're in that stress state, I think that that's why you're dreaming of her and in that time, because it's a message of, think about that, and like kind of relax, like be assured in what you're doing, because it's going to be okay. So
yeah,
that's what I think.
9/11. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was 9/11, pre 9/11. Yes, exactly. So I mean, that's what I'm getting on that. I'm not trying to like be woo and all this, but I mean, that's what I get from this dream, that she's basically just trying to assure you. She's letting you know that she's still there, and she's assuring you.
yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
I
Because
don't
I
know.
don't think she liked
Wow.
being sick, obviously.
Nobody likes being
No
sick.
one likes being sick. And I'm sure that she probably said things that she didn't really mean being sick.
No,
She wasn't
no. I
herself
mean,
anymore. Yeah.
no, not
Yeah.
at all. Not at all.
So
It's
I
just
think there's, yeah, some of that lingering.
Wow.
Van. We are
This
at
has
2
been
a.m.
this
Sorry,
has
Everyone.
been interesting.
this turns really quick.
I
Sorry.
did not mean to bring us way the freak down. I just,
No, this
again,
is beautiful. This is not brought down at
it's
all.
it
We were
strikes
talking
me it
about
strikes
ghosts in
me
the
as
afterlife.
it strikes me as afterlife stuff. Like, Aubrey, you and David made an extremely good point. Timestamp
Wait, hold on,
and
hold on,
Splinter.
hold on. Somebody is making some noise on their mic that I'm not sure who
Yeah. What
needs.
is
I
that?
don't know who's doing that. Yeah.
It's like a clipping.
Skylar, is that
Yeah,
you?
No, that's probably my cat screwing around.
Ah, see, that could be it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I had something similar where I had a cousin, and it was kind of an interesting situation all our lives. He was supposed to have a twin, and his name was Will. And right after, and we grew up together very closely as we if we were twins. Uh, because his mom was pregnant and lost one of the twins and had him. But I was came along a couple months after I think it was like a month after the twin passed away. Um, and it was really weird where everybody kept calling us the twins. Because after I was born, we were born 4 months apart. And after we were both born and we kind of grew up in the same house for a while, uh, we developed like this twin language that nobody else understood. It was complete babble to everyone else, but it was like we understood and we talked in this weird language, and we sensed each other all the time, and incredibly close. Um I had a weird feeling when I was young, and we were in the same school for a little while together, but we were in different classrooms. And
Mm.
I was sitting in the office, and I turned to his mom, who worked in the office, and I said, uh, Will has something wrong." And she's like, "What do you mean something wrong? Like, did he say something to you?" And I was like, "No, no, no," because I used to call him Will Will. I was like, "No, no, Will, I gotta go find Will Will." And she's like, "He's in class." And I go, "No, no, I gotta go find Will Will." And we were like, I think 9 at the time,
Mm.
and she said, "Okay, I'll be right back." And, before she even walked out of the room, she got a phone call, and he had passed out in the classroom.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Mm.
so we had, like, this incredible, like, closeness. Anytime I was upset, he was upset, something was happening, it was just back and forth. So right after we both just turned 21. It was, February, so I just turned 21 in January, and he had turned 21, like, a couple months before. And, I guess he was driving, along Sac State, and it was wet, and it was cold, and,
Oh.
Oh.
he took
Oh.
yeah, it was too fast, and, he slammed into the tree in front of it was a school we were just accepted to together, and we were
Oh,
gonna go
wow.
together.
Oh.
So I couldn't look at Sac State. I was in a complete yeah, but
Wow.
the night he passed away, the night I found out, we were supposed to be going somewhere, and I said, "There's something wrong." I kept saying to my mom, "There's something wrong. There's something wrong. Like, I don't feel so good. Like something. I feel like something horrible is about to happen." And I was supposed to go to the DMV, and she's like, You're getting out, trying to get out, going to the DMV. Like, don't try." And I was like, "No, like, there's something wrong. Like, there's something horribly wrong." And like the phone call came, and he had passed away. He'd gotten into a car
Oof.
accident and passed away. So
Oh man.
it was just yeah, so there's like and it was really weird because for months on end I had uh like dreams about him, but it was like I couldn't touch him. I couldn't with my same as my grandfather, like the same I couldn't touch him thing. And then um I had an incident where I something had burst in my stomach, and I was spitting up blood,
Ew.
and I was taken to the hospital, yeah, and I was,
Oof.
unconscious, and they had to induce consciousness, and they were gonna go down and, figure out what's going on,
Oh my
and,
gosh.
they said that in that process, I quit breathing.
Oof.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Yeah, and it was really weird because I was before they had induced being unconscious, I was, like, terrified, I was shaking, and I was scared, and I was alone, and there was no family around or anything, and I was thinking, just put me under, I'm miserable, I'm sick, just put me under." And there was no it was, like, the only thing there was, like, a change, and they said that was the moment that I quit breathing, where they're gonna about to put me under, and they were having to resuscitate me instead, um, and I had like this it was weird because I looked to my side, and he and, a couple other people were standing there, and I went to go reach out and, like, put my hand out for him, and they pulled their hand he pulled his hand away, and he was like, "No." Like, come with like a, "No." And I kinda felt like and he was, like, shaking his head, and that was my near death. I was like,
Mhm.
and they brought me
Wow.
back. So, um I guess he was saying, "Not time. You better stay over there." So,
Wow.
um, it kind of it's weird. I think that was the first time I felt at peace after he passed away. That was a year after he died. Um, and so it was a strange experience.
Wow,
Wow.
that's crazy.
That's so neat.
Almost sounds like a guardian angel experience.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey guys,
that
we are getting here to the end of our 2 hour segment, man. Um I'm gonna go through. We've got a bunch of people on here tonight, so we're gonna go through and find out what everybody is doing.
I
This is
know.
definitely an interesting topic. I think this is another one, kind of like aliens, where we could break it down into smaller,
Mhm.
little
Segments.
topics.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said in the
It's
comments, you're definitely speaking my language as a paranormal investigator, and I've even studied the like aliens, cryptids, and stuff. I study all of it
In
for.
fact, I need to bring my show back. I keep this is like this is experience. You know, I have
Yeah,
these
V,
things
when are
when
we
they're
gonna
off.
do this?
Yeah.
When are we gonna do this, buddy? That's why we need to talk. I need to talk
Yeah.
to you anyways afterwards. So
Yeah.
after this
all
show's
right.
over,
Well,
we gotta talk.
I'm gonna go through.
Anyway.
I'm gonna go around the room, and we'll do a bit of roll call here. So when
Hey,
you see
Van,
your face, yes, yes.
before we do that, weren't we supposed to bring up a polling
Oh,
about prospective time changes?
Yes.
Let me see. Yeah, let me see if that is.
we
I don't know
need
if there is.
mezzo.
Yeah,
If
didn't
you
she say she put it in a chat somewhere or something?
I am
She said
looking
she
for
did.
it
She put it up
on the
It's
there.
in the
video
comment
clips.
section. She put it. It's up there.
It's up where?
It's up, you have to.
It's
You'll
in
have
the
to scroll.
comments.
You'll have to scroll
Oh,
down,
it's in the
but it's
comments
there.
underneath us.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She did put a poll earlier in the show, but I didn't see. So yeah, so one of the things we had talked about was changing the time on the show. There is some voting for changing it to an hour earlier. Is that it?
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any comments, please leave a message below on this video or on our Facebook page or Instagram under Kyber Cave Productions. Let us know what you think about moving the show up an hour. All right, sound good. And then we're gonna do a poll internally within the group as well. All right,
Yes.
Yes.
so let's do a little roll call here. Here we go.
Oh,
Starting
hi.
with hello there.
Yeah. Hello. My name
All
is
right,
Aubrey,
let
and yes. What? What
no, let
fan?
people know all your details. Go ahead. Sorry.
Can I talk?
No.
Go ahead.
No.
Go.
Okay. All right. I'll just telepathically send it to all of y'all. No, I'm Aubrey. I'm an actress, singer, musician, whatever. Do all the things. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, just been working on new music stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much. You can find me at Luthien the Fair on Instagram and Aubrey McCoy on Facebook. For now, there'll be other places.
Beautiful. All right. And Fours, you are up next. There's a question for you over here. Did you ever sleep at the morgue? And if so, did you
Yes.
ever experience anything strange?
No.
I doubt that spirits really want to hang out in the morgue. That's kind of a boring place to hang
Oh,
out.
I grew up there.
I don't
Well,
work in
that's
a
also
morgue. I
not
work
where
in a
they
funeral
died
home.
either. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, there's
Well, I
so
felt-
much weird crap in the morgue.
All right, my turn. All right, so I am the one and only Fours FX. You can find my stuff at foursfx.com. You can also find my stuff at saberfont.com. If you don't know what the freak I'm talking about, I am a service member of the lightsaber community. I make sounds that go on the soundboards inside these bad little boys here. In addition, I am part of a brand new podcast which right now we're trying to get those out, say either Saturdays or Sundays. It's called All the Spice.
Ooh.
So you
Yes.
can find it's a tech nerd gaming podcast that is run by my best friend Brandon. He is also a font maker in the Saber community, but his channel is called The Helmet Fire, and the show is called All the Spice. So we're doing that. And then, if you just can't get enough of me, you can find me tomorrow night on Nerdalism. So that'll be fun.
Woohoo!
I see how it is, B. I see how it is letting Forrest take over my spot. How could you?
Ooh,
I thought
we should all do it together. That'd be fun.
she knows I'm giving her shit.
All right, get me off the screen.
All right, next we have Skylar.
Hey, I'm Sky or Skylar, whatever you prefer to call me. I don't really do social media. I've been kind of ignoring that. Like, I'll pop on once in a while, but I'll probably be back on like Instagram. So look me up at Skylar Owen Burns on Instagram. But as for Facebook, not really doing that. So yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see. Veronica. Wait.
V.
Speaking of nerdalism.
Yeah, speaking of Nerdalism, I am Veronica. I am the host of Nerdalism for now. You can find all the information on phoenixperchproductions.com. I'm going to change that URL pretty soon. We are going to have an awesome guest tomorrow, which is Forrest. And we're going to talk about all sorts of fun stuff. In fact, I've got a lineup of really amazing guests, and I'm currently working on getting this even just this show's about to blow up. So check us out. And I am a writer and director and producer, but I love my writing job right now. I can't wait. Shout out to Heroes of Extinction. And I can't wait for that to drop. And I'm working on season 3 at the moment, even though season 1 hasn't dropped yet. Woo! So that's all exciting. That's pretty much it for me.
And we have our amazing director down below who is always hanging out in the background. I want to give a really quick shout out to Steve, too. Steve Jordan has his show on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can check him out at Rockabilly Fire Department. All right. Mr. John. Hey, there he is.
Another one of my future interviews.
Yes. I'm John, and
hello there.
I am an actor and a writer and director and producer and musician. I just like to make stuff, basically.
I knew there was a reason why I liked you so much, John.
And hopefully Forrest's voice acting coach soon, maybe, possibly.
I was going to say anything I've seen.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
You can search my name as it's written there. There. And on YouTube or Instagram or be careful, there are imposters. I wanted to say one thing real quick about the whole Afterlife thing, and that is, I think that there is no external frame, meaning there is no outside of this. And if there is no outside, then there is no scale, which means that there's no difference between nothingness and everything. So I think we are all nothing. We are all everything. So I guess I'm a Buddhist. Anyway,
I guess that's kind of
Hey, John, I've never heard of your work before. Anything that you've done ever?
I was in this little show. I can't remember what the hell is the name of it again. I can't remember. But I'm in a ton of shows. I'm in a ton of. I if nobody knows already, I live in Korea, and I'm in a fuck ton of Korean dramas and movies. Squid Game is the biggest one. I have Confidential Assignment 2 coming out soon, which will be my biggest role in a movie, which is still not very big. So I'm still, I would say, a G-list actor at this point. G-list celebrity.
Oh, shush!
So,
Stop it, John. You're an A in our
G
book.
stands for gangsta.
Oh, well, thank you. That's right. That's right.
And the current star of Kyber Cave After Dark.
That's
Exactly.
right. That's right.
And Meso, this is our guest for Sunday night, so we'll get to work tomorrow and getting all that.
Wait, is that
fun info from
confirmed?
you.
Is that confirmed?
Oh,
Oh,
are
yeah,
you
yeah,
talking
we're
on their
locking you
show
down.
first?
Yeah. Well, you weren't in. He asked me in the pre-show if because I guess whoever they were supposed to have is a no-show.
The pre-party.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see
All
how
right,
it is. I see how it is.
Mr.
David.
David.
Our pet Republican.
I know
Oh,
that
God.
he's he's
Pet
our
conservative, pet
transition dude.
Sorry, pet conservative. I'm sorry.
He's
Yeah,
our
he knows I love
transition
him.
dude. He's the one.
He knows-
he's the one that
he
gets
knows
us
I
over
love
to
him.
new topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
What you got, David?
He's our segue man.
Mr. Segway.
Mr. Segway.
Purveyor of dad jokes and bad humor. Anyways, I'm David. Like Fours, I'm also in the saber community. Only I don't make them; I hit people with them. I'm a swordsman practitioner and American laughingstock.
Aren't we all?
Well, we're happy to
Are you
have
are
you
you coming
here.
Sunday?
Yes, I'll be there Sunday.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right.
Are you going to be there Sunday?
I will be there Sunday.
Okay. Then
We're
I
all gonna
look
be
forward
there.
to a duel.
Yeah, absolutely.
As for myself, I am Arctic Scala with the Kyber Cave. Don't forget, check out kybercave.com. We have lots of sabers and other fun merchandise for you there. Which new stuff, a lot of new stuff. Looks like we probably be at Stockton Com. I'm talking to somebody right now, and they want to like rent us a little piece of their booth. So it's very possible we will be at Stockton Con. But I know we're going to start being at Toy Fusion last Sunday of every month in Sacramento. So we are starting to spread our wings and spread our locations. Make sure to tune in every Friday, well, at 9 or 8 p.m., depending on how this poll goes. Make sure to check in on that poll and put your answer down to let us know. So next week, we could possibly be at 8 p.m. Just be ready for a possible change if people say they prefer that time period.
Yes.
And then every Sunday at 7 p.m. is our family show Saber Rattle. And John D. Michaels will be our guest this Sunday. Very, very excited to hear about life post Squid Games and his new projects that he has going on. So make sure to tune in. And I think we're only like 14 people away from our next Saber giveaway. So like, share, subscribe, get all your friends to do so. Get 14 more people, and we're giving away another Saber, folks.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Woohoo! All right. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. It has been a good discussion as always. Skylar, thank you for coming on. And
Thank you, Skylar.
next.
It's awesome.
Oh my.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh no, what happened?
He went
no,
silent. It's a Christmas miracle.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, he drops
Does
off.
anybody else have the power to wrap it up?
No.
So,
Hey, let's
so
just
we're
keep
stuck
it
here
going.
forever
Let's
now.
keep it going. We got a good group here. Let's
I
go.
have to go get
Let's
my
roll.
photos
Mezzo.
taken right now.
Mezzo, come
Oh,
save
yeah.
the show. Mezzo, jump
Mezzo.
on.
go turn us off. Oh, no.
Hey, we're in purgatory now.
Yes. All right. Hell is other people. This
That
is
is
it
true.
right here.
Oh my gosh, I love it. No exit. That's great. Great reference there, buddy. Great reference.
I do.
The show lives on. There is
yeah,
an afterlife.
I do have to go though, because I have an appointment that I have to go get my passport photo taken.
Oh, congratulations. We
That'd
cannot
be
wait to
good.
see you in America soon.
Can't wait to see you.
Yeah, I hope so. So I'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Take care.
We're just going to keep talking now.
Let's
Uh,
let's
I
just
thought
keep
they were doing until
messing
he
around
was-
with this.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
So yeah,
I
for real.
like your
So-
mom, Dee, by the way. I
Oh,
hope to meet
thank
her
you.
sometime.
Yeah, hopefully.
awesome.
I mean, yeah, we've talked about the connection that
Yes.
yeah. So
Oh, I can't wait. You and I we'll have to just talk about this after the show's over because
Mhm.
that's a
If this show ever ends,
this is a show that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends.
This
Hey,
course,
here's the 90s for you, Forrest. So people started singing it, not knowing
Wow.
what it was. I thought we keep on singing it forever just because.
oh gosh.
Just because.
Do you have any stories for us? Any stories at all?
No, we're good. I would just say, if you're kind of wanting to nerd out on like your car trips or whatever, go check out the new podcast we're doing. I'm in the middle of
yeah.
I'm in the middle of editing the second episode, so
That's
trying to
exciting.
make it
Forrest, I'm so
visually
excited
appealing.
for you.
Well,
I'll have to catch it sometime. I've just been really busy. I've been working on a lot of compositions, including one for a competition. So
well, thanks to Dave, I'm not Dave. I'm sorry. Thanks to John, he's got me all interested in voice acting again, and I just bought a green
I do
screen
know the words.
yesterday, and I'm probably gonna be doing up a Go XLR. So it's gonna be really cool, a lot of fun. I just want to have some fun behind the microphone because my God, I miss doing things behind a microphone. I just do,
Yeah.
and not with my 2 a.m. voice.
I'm kidding. I just texted Brad. I go call Mezzo, tell her to end the show, and he said LMA.
Seriously, like we're still on the
Seriously, what
freaking air
happened?
here.
Why are we still on air? Oh my god.
Well, no, Van got up and he had like all these
He's like,
spaghetti
Why?
wire
Get-
going. And I'm like, what the freak happened?
I have no idea.
He spilled something on his computer.
Oh no!
Did he?
I hope not.
Oh, I don't know. But
Oh
I'm
god.
No,
hey,
he's
but I'm getting a psychic thought that that's what
Yeah,
happened.
you're all psychic now.
I
He
don't
spilled
think that's
his
what
beer.
happened. He spilled his beer. That's funny.
And for those that
Wow.
don't know, we were just talking about. We have like a little chat now. That's awesome for voice actors. I can't wait. It's
I
sort of
can't
like their,
wait.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun doing accents. Are great.
I
Doing
actually
accents
still
is so
have
much
them. I
fun.
did like a little demo, reel, like 5 or 6 years ago, and I found the files, and my God, it's so bad. It's